red button. Ready? Is it on? Yes.
On, bro.
We're on. All right. I want to say back out here on another day, another Saturday. So we're going to start by giving all praises
To Yahawah, Hasham, Yahawashi, Hasham, Kodash.
Double honors to all the elders and their apostles of great meal psalm for teaching us this truth. I want to say shout out, Kwame Al-Shuala, rise up to the house of David for those that are pushing this word around the globe, man. Yeah, man. So we're going to start with Rob's got a precept.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9. He answered me then and said, measure, over time, diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shall I understand.
Yeah.
It is the very same time.
Read that again. 2nd Ezra chapter what? 9?
I'm moving too fast, so slow it down.
Chapter 9 verse?
Chapter 9 all the way to verse 4.
What did you start with?
Chapter 9, 2nd Ezra.
Verse 1.
Verse 1.
Alright. Yeah, read it again, come on.
He answered me then and said, measure, over time, diligently in itself.
Yeah, man. Measured out the time diligently in itself, man. Talk about being diligent, you know. So we're out here on another Saturday preaching this word, man.
That's right.
You know? Fulfilling our role, fulfilling our works that the Most High has put upon us to do, man. Carry on. Diligently.
And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shall I understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Yeah, quote that verse you just read.
And when thou seest
The verse, the number of the verse.
Verse 2.
Yeah, verse 2, yeah. Read it again.
And when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shall I understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Slow down and take my time, be in the moment. Now I'm just talking to myself because I get ahead of myself sometimes. I always try and do that when I'm doing my videos as well. You know? Because yeah, man, then shall thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he had made, man. So what we see now, uprisings, isn't it?
Yep, we're gonna get into that. That's the next verse.
Go on, man.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
Right. So that's what we're seeing now, man. Where's the
Turkey earthquake?
Turkey. Oh yeah, that's it. That's the latest
7
one.
point something magnitude. Greece was hit by an earthquake as well. So this is going down. These are all the signs.
Yeah, there was what was that? There's that French attack, isn't it? The beheading. The church got.
Man, yeah.
The church got
someone
attacked.
beheaded. Apparently, someone beheaded someone because you can't believe anything what Esau says. You know.
Yeah. So that's an uprising, isn't it? That's a sign that people are know they've been disfranchised. That's something they say that the guy, the so-called Muslim guy, was chanting Allah Akbar.
And they were saying he's Muslim as well.
Yeah, they're saying he's Muslim.
I believe that's
And
probably so.
they say there's a second, some kind of attack. Because what happened to one of the French teachers, one of the French painters or art teacher was beheaded. So they're saying it's a retaliation attack from that. Attacking the church. And I showed a picture of one of the persons, she looked like a Jake. Yeah. Jake was killed. Altogether they're saying about 3 people got killed. One of them was beheaded. So it may make sense that it was a retaliation from the teacher that was killed, you know.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
Yeah. What are we seeing now, man?
Uproars.
The proof is in the pudding, man.
Philadelphia. You know about that so-called Negro that was killed by a policeman in Philadelphia?
Another one. It's hard to keep up, Mark.
Yeah,
another one.
It's been on the news.
Yeah.
All this
Philadelphia. Brooklyn thing. Brooklyn right in the streets.
Yeah, followed in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
It's going down. This thing's going down.
You went into that, you know. So people are going to get swept up. That's what the elder Apostle Yahawah was saying. People who are involved are going to they're being swept up. Also, people who may not be involved could very well get swept up too.
Trump has hired the National Guards in Philadelphia, and they're hired to shoot on sight. So this is going down. It's all going to lead to what? Martial law, because the elites can use this as a form of, look what they're doing. Now we need to put troops out on the street. Now we need to enforce martial law. But it's all according to prophecy anyway.
Yeah, there's a curfew in France now, and in Spain. Curfews. People are protesting because they don't want to for there to be a second lockdown over there. Okay. So yeah, carry on reading.
Well, on verse 4 now. When thou shalt well, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Right. So yeah, even the Most High spoke these things. Prophecy, year 2020. We're in now. You know. Let's come back to this because there's a precept parallel with this.
We need to go back to the top.
No. We're going to come back to this. We're in 4, but we're going to go back to Romans 13 and 11. Since we've been united regularly every week, it's been raining, isn't it? You notice that? The most I've always
that's the physical, you can see it as in a spiritual way, us being washed by the water of the word, which just starts with this word first, but you can see that as in a physical.
And we ain't going to be put off by the yeah, I hear you. We ain't going to be put off by the seasons, man. Preach, you know, for all the seasons, man.
Instant,
you know?
in season, out of season.
Yeah. So
Romans 13.
Yeah, 11.
This is Romans 13 and 11. And that, knowing the time, but now is high time to awake out of sleep.
Yes.
For now is our salvation nearer than we believed.
Right. Read that again.
And not knowing the time, but now is the high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believed.
Why is that? Because the year 2020, well, the elder apostle Tahar coined it, the year 2020. When we're going to start to see these prophecies being fulfilled. So our time is what?
Nearer than we believed.
It's nearer than we believed. You know? So when something is nearer to you than what you thought, you know, if you go back to the top, it says, now is the time.
Nearer than we believed.
Yeah, now is the time. It says, and knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep. You know? Yeah, we can go back to now. We can go back to Ezra's 2nd Ezra's 9 and within 5.
It's the 2nd Ezra's 9 and 5. For like all that is made in the world and have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
Yeah, the end is manifest. You know, second lockdown is on its way in. Today the brother sent me a video, a little clip on Boris Johnson. I think he's going to announce, the latest I've heard, he's going to announce to be at the second. So he doesn't want to, but the way things are going, it looks like we're going in that direction for a second lockdown to come. So, yeah, read it again.
Where was that? Verse 5. For like all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
It's manifest, man. You know, it's manifest for you. It's power and spirit of Yahawashi for those who have eye souls to see. You know, it's manifest to us. And we just looked at the precept in Romans, man. Now's the time for us to wake up out of sleep, man, because we know we are nearer than we thought. The end is nearer than what we thought, than what we think. Now, carry on.
Verse 6. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works, and in endings, in effects and in signs.
Right, yeah. We're going to get a precept in Matthew 24 and 14. Yeah, bring that out.
Right, Matthew 24 and 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. And when shall the end come?
Yeah, that's the precept too. We know that we're very, very close.
There was another one that really is only on the point. You want to get that?
Can we get that? Yeah.
This is verse 32 of Matthew 24 and 32. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, we know that summer is nigh.
Yeah. The precepts, man, the prophecies, man. You know, and bringing out those precepts, man, all relating to the time we're living in now, near the end, man. You know? So,
when the tree bringeth forth leaves, that's when you know that.
So the summer is nigh.
So the leaves, that represents the sign. Those are the signs. Leaves of the tree, that's a sign that summer is nigh. In the same way we're seeing all these signs like uproars of the people, earthquakes, signs in the moon. That's a sign that the Most High is about to visit the world which He made.
Verse 33, so likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors.
yeah. So likewise when we shall see these things, yeah, know that it is near, even at the door. So what do we do? Let's jump up to 30. Because I think it was alluded to a little bit of this last week.
Matthew 24 and 13.
Yeah.
But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
He that endured to the end, the same shall be saved, man. This is we're not at the end yet, but we're showing our testicular fortitude by continuing, despite all the opposition that's being thrown up. You know? And we pray to the Most High for that strength, the parents of Yahawashi and Yahawashi. Help us to continue to endure to the end. Because we've seen some that have fall by the wayside, man. You know? And the Most High gave us those for us to see and to learn from them. You know? So we do learn from them, man. And we don't want to make the same mistake, man. So he that endures to the end is the one that shall be saved.
Got a precept on what they're saying. This is Ecclesiastes 7 and 8. It says, better is the end of the thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. So we have to be patient in this faith, where other men might have lost their faith and fallen out. The Most High removed them from the way because they had proud spirit on them. And they were humble and patient to wait for the end of the thing, which is what's happening now.
A lot of scoffers, one of the brothers are in Carolina. There's a lot of scoffers being said now. And he's getting a lot of scoffers on his live
On the live stream, I see it. It's a Mason one.
North Carolina. So saying about, you mentioned the word patience, man. A lot of people, maybe they're sincere, but it's hard to tell. But you know, there's a lot of questions. He's saying, why are you asking all these questions? You just come with the truth. You're asking all these meat questions, and you need to be eating, drinking on the milk. But you're going straight to the deep questions. You need to be concentrating on the
I've got what you're saying. This is 1 Peter 2. I start at the second chapter. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisies and envies and all evil speakings, as newborn babes desiring the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby.
Right. Yeah. We need that. We need to get our teeth first, man. For those of us that are just coming to the truth, I always say, remind myself, I just come at the pussy, man. Just barn. You understand? 5 years, under 5 years. You don't need to be asking them kind of questions like, what's it going to be like in the kingdom? Like certain questions like, what's it going to be like in the kingdom? Going to other planets. You can think them, but really you need to be thinking about salvation and enduring to the end and learning. And what the brother said, kind of related to it. You need to be doing study. Certain people are just asking questions and ain't doing no studying or reading it for themselves, man. And there's so many ways of you can learn through the apostles. And most of the time they're asking questions that are already up. Videos have been done years ago by the apostles. the elder apostles and the elders on down, man. So they're just going in for the kill, going for the juggler, and you ain't even you know, wait. You want to go into the quicksand, and you don't even know how to walk properly. You say, oh, he's in the quicksand. I want to go there. I want to look at him. I want to go there. When you're younger, you're kind of like that. You are like that, innit? You can't even walk, but your older brother's over there. You understand? Wrestling with the bushes and things, and you can't even walk, but you want to go over there and wrestle with the bushes.
For example,
You can't even walk.
remember when you were younger, you may have wanted to get on a ride, and they would have the measurement, and you wouldn't quite be tall enough.
Yeah.
So you had to
Yeah.
step back, and your brother could go on it because he was more taller.
That's immaturity, man. Yeah, because you're immature. You're not thinking straight. You need to take your time, listen to your parents, you know, spiritual elders, you know, and they have their elders that they have to listen to and learn from. And we see that as an example and not become presumptuous. You know? Let's get that piece.
I've got a piece of
Yeah, go
confirming
on.
what you're saying. It's Ecclesiasticus chapter 3 and 21. Start at 18, slow the meat here. The greater thou art, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favour before the Lord Yahawashi.
Yeah. The greater they are, the more humble they are. Good examples, you know, that we look to, you know, the apostles. Sometimes they even go back to the basics. And as you said, they encourage us every now and then, even.
Yeah, I was speaking to him about this. I need to revert back to the basics because sometimes you can get so used to the meat. You notice how the word says, desire the sincere milk of the word. So you desiring the basics that shows sincerity. A man that's just trying to climb up to the top, that shows he ain't really sincere.
Yeah. So he ain't balanced yet. He ain't kept his feet on the ground. Talk about running or hurry come up. Benji might have a saying. That hurry come up thing. You know, when you're younger, you see what the adults them are doing. So you want to do it, you go and do it too. You want to check big woman. You got real big. You want to hold a gal, you know, twice your age. Or you might want to burn some weed. I mean, when I was young, you know, I saw my older brothers, everything he was doing, I wanted to do. Naturally, because you're led by your eyes. Until you realise, boy, I can't handle that, man. You understand? And then you might be too late. If you get drunk, if you want to try some of the whiskey, you know, some of that hard brown whiskey, and you realise how strong that grass is.
Or that 90% rum. That 90% rum. That's bad.
White rum. Or the brown one, they say the brown one. The white one is worse. Because hurry come up, you know, don't want to take your time. I had to learn that. If I didn't learn that early a little bit earlier, then I probably would have been, I probably wouldn't be, you know, I've learned a little bit of balance to try and come in this now, a second go around, born again, to try and come with a different, with more wisdom. When you're born again, it's a good thing, man. I can say, yeah, it's a good thing. I always said I wish I could come back again and with the knowledge that I have now and start all over again.
Just to expand upon what you're saying, something that I've observed personally is that people don't appreciate things that come easy. So when people come on the comment board and they're asking deep questions when they don't even understand the basics of this truth, if you give them that deep answer, it's going to go right over their head anyway, and they're not going to appreciate it because they don't respect things because they didn't have to earn it.
Yeah.
You know, whereas when you've been labouring or you've been studying and the Most High reveals things to you, maybe through the mouth of one of the other apostles or something, you appreciate it because it came with a certain amount of
Struggling.
yeah, you earned that knowledge.
Yeah.
So the things that you earn, you appreciate more. Just want to bring out a precept. This is Matthew 7 and 6. It says, "Give not that which is holy unto dogs, neither cast you your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you." So you're not supposed to just give your deepest treasures to people who are ungodly and won't appreciate it.
Yeah. Because it's valuable, yeah. Give not your treasures, because your treasure is very, very valuable. Some people talk about sentimental value. Oh, that ring is sentimental value, you know. And then you take that, you give it to somebody, you say, oh, keep that, look after it. Next thing you know, you just run down the pawn shop and go and pawn it up, you know. So we're going to bring that down and sit I had it for years. He don't appreciate it though. Because it's valuable to you, but it's not valuable to him or her. So people, you know, that's what you're alluding to, that giving up your pearls unto swine, man. A swine just damn anything, man.
Hebrews chapter 5 verse 14. But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil.
Right.
Yeah, because and when you watch them kung fu movies and that, yeah, like the young man that's just learning, that's, you know, he's begging the master to teach him, At first the master is kind of refusing him because he doesn't think he's worthy yet. But when the young man keeps begging and begging, that's when the master make him do something stupid, innit? Make him just hit that ball against that tree, just keep doing it. Then the young man get pissed off and say, what's this? This isn't teaching me nothing. He said he wants to learn a real big, like, kung fu move.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So that young man has to prove himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it says, well, strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil. Right? Because when you're in the world, this teaches you to be an old adventure. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's to do as thou wilt. Yeah. And when you come into this truth, you learn about right and wrong, clean from unclean, man.
Yeah.
Good and evil, what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
When in the world, you don't know nothing about that, man. You might have a sense, but you don't know exact because you don't come into the truth yet. When you come into the truth, then you got to learn basics about morals, man. What's right and wrong, what's wicked and what's righteous. You realize that adultery, that's wicked, man. When that man, when he put to death, sodomy, that's wicked. Certain things are wicked, man. Certain things, yeah, that's righteous, man. Putting that man to death for that, that's righteous. But when you're in the world, you didn't know these things. You probably were a bit confused, but when you come in the truth, by following the example of certain brothers, you learn what's righteous and what's wicked. So once you get a sense of that good sense, that's when you're starting to build, man. And then it says what? But strong meat belongeth to them that are full age. Why? Because their senses have been exercised to discern both good and evil, man. So when you first come into this, you're drinking the milk, you're developing your senses of what's righteous and what's wicked. And then you build up, man, grounded and settled. That's when you can dwell deeper into the truth, man, and start, like in this truth, you're not going to understand what this truth is about until years later. You first come into the truth, like you're just going through the motions. You're not going to understand what this truth is really intended until years down the line. That's when you're going to get the full understanding and really see it. The Most High has to work with you. You know, you have to increase you on a spiritual and mental level to really grasp what this truth is about until you become of full age. You know what I mean? But
yeah, because we have to appreciate what we have here and now. That's why sometimes I just say to myself, on a smaller level, take your time when you're reading the scripture, meditate on it, and make sure you went in, be in the moment. You know, every now and then even I do that in my videos. Because I was always a bit, I always used to go, even now sometimes I've got to tell myself to slow down when I'm reading, you know? Slow down, because when you mentioned about that, those kung fu movies, the little upstart, and he's asking to be, he's begging, he wants to learn the martial arts.
yeah. Because he wants to take out the enemy.
Right, because he wants to go and run ahead.
He wants revenge.
He wants revenge, and he goes and takes it now, and he ain't even probably finished the training yet. And he's getting himself in all kinds of trouble, man. Yeah. A lot of them movies go into all of that, and then he has to end up running back to the Grandmaster, and the Grandmaster end up, you know, telling him off.
Yeah.
And he used it for vainglory, man. This truth is not about the vainglory.
Because he could use this truth the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because the master could teach him strong killer move, and he go and, because he's undisciplined, he go and use that move the wrong way. So the master is trying to teach him the whole package. To discipline him, to humble him down, to break him. You know what I'm saying? So when he does eventually go out there and face the enemy, he has the whole thing, the whole knowledge, man. You know? There's a precept, it's 1 Corinthians 3:1. And I, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Hamashiach. I have fed you with milk and not with meat. Yeah? For hitherto ye were not able to bear it, neither yet now are ye able. Because you can't bear the meat. Yeah. You're babes still. I can't even speak unto you on a spiritual level because you're still carnal. You just come out the world. So it's in verse 3, for ye are yet carnal. For whereas there is among you envying and strife and divisions, are ye not carnal and walk as men? Alright? That's right. So, you know, you feed the man with milk because you're still carnal, man. Yeah. Brothers still come in this truth with a fleshly, carnal mindset. So you need to shadow brothers for a while, man. That's why brothers say, the elder said years ago, he said, man, when you come in this truth, less speaking, more listening and more watching. Yeah. But that's one thing I don't like when you see a man in the camp who just wants to start speaking and starts chatting and thinking, man, just be quiet, man. You know, hold your mouth and listen. You know?
Bide your time, man. Listen, there's examples, the blueprints are there, man. The blueprints are there for us to see, to learn from them, man. The good and the bad. The ones that went off, you know, when I first went coming to the truth, I saw a man who got above me, you know, and you learn from observation. And they're not, you look at similar story to the apostles. The man that a lot of them, that was, I think he said about 90% of the man that was in the truth around his time, and they're no longer around. They're elder apostles. You know, same. Even though I haven't been in the truth that long, most of the men that were around, not in GMS, no longer around, man. So most are threw me in the deep end, man. And I learned from those there's good examples and bad examples. One's not to follow.
Just quick precept. This is Ecclesiastes 5:1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of Yahawah, Hasham Yahawashi, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil.
Yeah, because to listen, man, and to chew on. Sometimes you got to chew things. Take your time to chew. You know, milk. That's why when you ain't got no teeth, you don't want to really go. You know, I remember I had a sore throat, man. Before I was into my herbs, and I used to always realise I used to get, before I get a cold, I used to get sore throats. And when you get that sore throat, you say, you never want to get a sore throat like that again. Hence why I went into the medicine side of things. But you didn't want to look at no hard food, man. You couldn't go nowhere near you didn't want to even look at it, man. Because you just imagine all the pain that it would cause you, man. You just look at banana, mashed potatoes, soups. You don't even want to look at meat when you know you ain't ready for that. You know, but if you ain't balanced or you got everything upside down, you don't consider. You know? Solid food, man. You ain't ready for the solid food. But the Most High knows when you're ready. That's why sometimes you have to throw a little spanner in the works, man. And then you have to take the time. You have to ask yourself questions. Why did that happen, man? I was running fast. I was feeling good about myself, and then my teeth just popped out. I wonder why, man. You know? Slow down a bit. You know?
I'll just give an example. If you look at the life cycle of a seed, when a seed's planted in the ground, there's a period of a process which takes place. You don't just see the leaves spring out of the ground and the flowers and stuff. You don't see that. What it takes a long time where it shoots its root down into the ground, and the root goes very, very deep into the earth, and it like kind of spreads out, and that's what roots the seed in the ground. After a process of time, then the stem will start to travel up to the surface, and then once it gets enough of the nutrients from the earth, it breaks the surface, and then you see a seed. Now what you don't see is that whole lengthy process of the development of the seed to become a plant. So it's a similar principle in this truth, where we are like seeds in the sense that we need to be grounded before we can rise up. Because what it is, if the seed wasn't rooted, the wind would just come and sweep that flower away straight away. But it's the root that gives the seed its strength. And it's the same with things like trees. When you look at that tree, it's not falling over because it's deeply rooted in the earth. So that's the principle I wanted to apply to this truth. And people who might be new to it and they're trying to do too much too soon. That's what I've got to say.
Yeah. Build a house upon the solid foundation, man. You know? And so we want to build our house on that solid foundation, man. So that we are grounded. And when someone... Yes, so that we're grounded, man. And when someone throws the scoffers come with their little stupidness, the Christians come with their little stupidness, you know, we just laugh up, you know, we don't even engage with certain things because it's so stupid. We just laugh after it. Oh yeah, so have a nice day.
Yeah, I want to say a basic foundation. You know, you can't be in this truth and not understand why Yahawashi came. You can't be in the truth and not understand Yahawashi. You can understand all the other prophecies, but when somebody asks you about Yahawashi, you don't know. It don't make any sense. Yahawashi, he is the chief cornerstone. You must understand that. That's the foundation of this whole truth is built upon. Yahawashi. Somebody get that about the Lord being the chief cornerstone. He's the foundation. He's the author of our faith. How could you not understand it? The whole world doesn't understand it. You mean to tell me that brothers in the truth don't understand it? The only thing you know about Yahawashi is that he was a black man. And that he's coming back with fire. Okay, but what else? Why did he come 2,000 years ago? What was... Okay, he died for our sins, but explain that. Explain it. The chief cornerstone.
I'm going to bring this one out while you're looking. This is Matthew 10 and 32. It says, "Wherefore, whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him I will confess also before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven."
So I said, read that again.
Yeah, man. Matthew 10 and 32 says, "Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him I will confess also before my Father which is in heaven." Yeah, man. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before my Father, will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. Boy, if the Most High, imagine Yahawashi actually got your back. Yahawashi actually remembers you. And he goes up to the heavens and says, "Yeah, man, I like what that man they're doing down there, you know. Little old you, you know, you ain't nobody. Yahawashi got you by the Heavenly Father." But as it goes on to say, 33, it says, "But whosoever shall deny me, because you stood your ground for Yahawashi." I remember I mentioned the time when before I was in GMS, going through the darkness, trying to find the truth. And I want to say this, when you come out of Christianity, you ain't really that fussy. You're just glad to be out of Christianity, man. And you just want to be with you know, what you think is something better, which